I guess it can be pretty difficult to hunt down foul balls when you have all that empty bleacher room to search through. Actually, he was not off by much, but I'll give him a break. The Gillette Roughriders at the Casper Oilers, top of the first. Gillette batting. Tyler Tennant is going to send a hit just out of the vertical reach of the second baseman and into right center field for a base hit. That will enable Alex King to come around from second and score and make this a 1-0 ball game. Moving on, bases loaded, Zach Donahue puts the ball in play, and it was just a bit too fast to handle. Lucas Rissler and Tennant will take advantage of the situation to put 2 more runs on the board, and the Roughriders would go ahead 3-zip. Top of the second, runners on the corners for the visitors, double steal. The Oilers were somewhat ready for it. They were in position, but that was a communication breakdown. Jalen Christofferson has an easy road home to make the score 4-0. Bottom of the second, Ian Durgin pitching for Gillette, and his day got off to a good start. He had a few problems later, but so far right now he was having his type of game. Top of the third, Tanner Rogan will smack a ground ball that will squeeze its way between both the third baseman and shortstop and roll to the outfield for a single. Donahue will score from second to put his team in decent shape with a 5-zip advantage. The home team needed to tighten up their defense, and soon, or else the comeback was going to be a long road. John Fanto fields the grounder, tags the runner for 1, then throws over to Dan Gauchenauer for the double play. Now, if only the offense could get their acting gear and produce some runs. Bottom of the third, Durgin was not about to let that happen just yet, and his latest victim knew it. That's how you know things are going your way. Top of the fourth, Tanner Gailey on the mound for Casper, and he was starting to settle down. He was finally able to put a Band-Aid on and stop the bleeding for a short time, but like his counterpart, problems developed later. Bottom of the fourth, here comes some offense for last year's AA state runner-ups. 2 runners in scoring position, and Brandon Johnson is going to get them both in with 1 swing. This play ended up being a double, even though he lost the ball. Gauchenauer and Beecher Strube will score easily to make this a 5-2 contest. Next batter, Kyle Schumann goes right up the middle for a base hit of his own. Okay, maybe it was a little off center, but you get the idea. Johnson will complete his trip around the bases as the home team would get the score a little bit closer, trailing 5-3. Bottom of the fifth, Strube will do what needed to be done. On the fielder's choice, the defense can only get the out at first. It got Alec Myers in, though. That is what matters. The Oilers would eventually tie the score at 5. Top of the sixth, the Roughriders go back up 6-5 on a bases-loaded hit batsman, and they are still loaded for Rissler. This knock will get him 2 RBIs in the form of Christofferson and Dreisen Hladky. It would open up some breathing room for the visitors, who are now up 8-5. Same inning, this is a play that the home team wanted to have back. A routine grounder to short ended up being anything but routine on defense. You don't have to tell Rissler to go home twice. He was already on his way. The visitors are now ahead 9-5. Still in the top of the sixth, more defensive miscues. They can't be happening this late in the season. I got it. I thought I had it, and I don't. Tennant is already in, and thanks to the error, Donahue will score as well. That was part of a 7-run inning to put Gillette up 12-5. They were looking for more and decided, well, the double steal worked once, let's try it again. But the Oilers learned their lesson. They had the runner hung up between first and second. Then Schumann saw what was going on and got the ball to Johnson in time to take out the other runner. It got them out of the inning, but they had some work to do because damage has been done. Bottom of the seventh, bases juiced, no outs. This ended up being a 2-for-1 deal. Tennant steps on second for 1, then throws over to Rissler to complete the double play. Myers scores for Casper, and they are now down 12-6. Bottom of the eighth, bases full of Oilers, and Fanto is going to unload almost all of them. Opposite way to the base of the wall in right center field for what ended up being a triple and 3 ribbies. Schumann is in, Tommy Aker is not far behind him, and Dane Ward is not far behind both. That was huge, and we have a ball game with the scoreboard reading 12-9. But the home team was not done. Huber will keep things simple with a base hit into right field, and it was productive. That play allowed Fanto to touch the plate and get the score even closer. It's 12-10, and a sacrifice fly would make it 12-11. Top of the ninth, the Roughriders took no chances with a 1-run lead. Tennant is going to provide some needed insurance with this base hit to left. Hladky scores 1 run, and Rissler needs to work on the timing of his slides a little bit. He made it, though. That's another run, and it would make the score 14-11. Bottom of the ninth, Casper needs to answer, but the visitors' defense would tighten the clamps. Donahue to Tennant to Rissler for the 6-4-3, and that's your ball game. The Gillette Roughriders would go blow for blow with the opposition, but they would come away with a win on the road, 14-11.